Hello YouTube, it's not Pac-Man building time today. I've got something a bit different to have a play with today. This has been there for a while. This is an Amstrad. What does it say? CTM644 monitor. I picked up ages ago for like £5, just as a spare sort of CRT monitor because I didn't have many. I've got quite a few now, arcade monitors and things. So it's been, so I've got that TV as well for retro gaming. I've not really used it for a while. In fact, I don't think it's been used since old house. I've just given it a clean because it's filthy when it was in the garage. I used to use this little adapter on it, which is like a SCART like adapter. What this monitor does is it allows you to plug in an Amstrad computer directly into it, and it has the power on it as well, which is quite dirty. So the idea is that you bought the computer and the monitor in one thing. So yeah, I bought one of these. I've actually got another one I picked up boxed, which doesn't work, which I'm hoping to fix soon. Again, very cheap, £10–15. They're worth a little bit of money nowadays. But anyway, I thought, well, I've got this. Why don't I just buy cheap Amstrads and just see if it, put it back together and see what happens with it all. Because I know this works, but it'd be nice to sort of hook up to a proper Amstrad. I've never had an Amstrad when I was younger. I had a Commodore 64. So, but I don't think I ever knew anyone who had an Amstrad. I know someone had a Spectrum, but that was about it. Turns out that Amstrads nowadays are quite expensive for some reason, and I don't know why. Commodore 64s are cheap, Speckies are cheap, but Amstrads, I don't know. Anyway, something came through the post today. That came through the post, can't see that. That's a CPC 464, and that's the computer that hooks up to this monitor. It's just a normal CGA 15 kilohertz monitor, like a arcade monitor or a TV that takes SCART or whatever. And oh, the keys just fall off it. This thing here. So if we can get the light to shine on it a little bit. There we go. If I bring this a bit closer, we can put this down. Have a look at it. There we go. It's quite big. That's a normal keyboard for I use for work, and it's a fairly big thing. As you can see, the 3 key is missing. And it's here. There it is. So I'll put that to one side. So yeah, these are expensive. I think this was £30 non-working. Most of the keys are pretty yellowed. All the sort of tape buttons and stuff work by the looks of it. So yeah, it's a bit odd that they're so expensive. I don't know why, but I thought I'd have a go at trying to repair this one. And I thought I'd just show it on YouTube, see how we go with it. Firstly though, we're not going to get very far with this monitor because there's no plug on the end of it. I think I stole the plug for the pole position. So that's why I haven't used this for ages. So I'll install a new plug on it. I've got a few hanging around over there, brand new ones with fuses and things. So I'll go and do that. I'll come back. Okay, firstly, before going further, apologies for the light in here. We've got much further with the old insulation there. There's one little sliver at the across, but the problem is I've only got one big light up there at that end. There are plans to extend it to another one up here, but I haven't done it yet. So I've only got this little piddly little light here and the light off the monitor. So we'll have to deal with it. So I've added a plug on the end of it. So turn it on. Something there. I think that's on. Anyway, we can see I've got that old SCART adapter hooked up to it. I've got my master system from the early 90s all hooked up to that, it's been RGB modded recently, so let's see if it does anything. There we go. It's really mod that works. Well, it doesn't really like that, does it? I think that's because it's in 60 Hz mode, isn't it? Let me just... Oh, it doesn't like that either. Hang on. Might be my mod. It doesn't like it for whatever reason. Anyway, it works. We know why it works. Yeah, the colour's a bit off and things, but it works. So let's turn that off. Unplug that. So right, let's turn that one off. So when I bought this, apparently it wasn't working, it doesn't turn on. So the power comes, like I said, comes from the monitor, this cable here, and like I said, you plug that cable in there as well. So I'm going to grab my multimeter and just check to see if there's 5 volts coming out of this bit here. Alright, I've got the multimeter rested on there. I don't know how long the light stays on for, but you might be able to see that. So if I turn the power on, I don't know if it's sensor negative or not, but anyway. So we've got just over 5 volts. Hopefully that's not too much for it. Plus there's no load, so that should be okay. Yeah, so that's all right. So, next thing to do is attempt to turn this on now. Okay, so we're plugged in at the back from the monitor. Turn the monitor on. It's weird, you can't tell if it's on or not. Anyway, that's on, apparently. And there's a switch down the side here. So, there's no power line. So, yeah, it's not working. We're not going to get any fast forward, rewind, stop, no. So, I thought that might be the case. I didn't think it'd be an easy fix like that. I know it's jiggled about during shipping. So, going to open this up and just see if we've got proper voltage. Apparently it could be just a bad socket, it could be chips blowing inside or all sorts. So let's open it up. There we go, so top's off. So that's the keyboard membrane under there and the complicated tape deck that I don't want to go wrong because I have no idea what I'm doing. The band could probably do replacing because it's very perished almost. I had to do that with my twin Famicoms, although they were much worse condition than this. So put that to one side. Very dusty board here, so I'm just going to take this outside and just brush it off because I don't really fancy that dust in this room. It's much tidier in here. It used to be my old garage, so I want to keep it that way. Right, that's much cleaner now. You can see that. Still dust on it, but it's not big clumps like we had before. So I think the first thing to do is have a look at this barrel connector here. Thing is to test the voltage coming into here, so we've actually got any voltage coming at this point here. So I'm doing that now. Okay, so I've got the PCB plugged into this. Put power into it, and we're getting 5 volts here from the old monitor. Turned it over, made sure that 5 volts and ground continuity was sort of flown into the board. Apparently this could be, the solder joints on this can go crappy, but that was fine. So I thought, okay, I'll try to turn it on, like so. And I went to hit the switch. It was like, oh, where's the switch? The switch is on the inside of the, it's on the side of the case. It's here, which is weird. We used to have them PCBs like out here on messing around with console and stuff, but it's, if you can see, it's there. This one here. So I did a quick Google as well, and other than that being a bit dodgy, the switch can be a bit dodgy. So what I did was I had some of this handy. So this contact cleaner is drying, fast drying contact cleaner from WD-40, which is quite good. So I just plugged it in just so I could just see if this switch would work just now. So I'll do it now. So that's off. Switch is off. Problem with this is it's quite dodgy doing it like this because it's that way around, isn't it? That's in. Okay, so that's the sort of connection between the tape deck, which seems to control the power, even if the power's going to the board, and this one here is the keyboard, which we're not bothered about at the moment. So just gonna power the TV monitor on and hit the switch. And there we go. Well, it's rolling, but I think there's a V-hold in the back, which I was messing around because I had this hooked up to an arcade board, and I was messing with the V-hold, and there is a V-hold thing at the back, but I can't get to it because I'm sort of holding this. But look, power! So I bought this not working, no power, and what it was a dodgy switch, which is ridiculous. So that's brilliant. So I'm going to turn this off. Turn the TV off. I'm going to unplug this. I'm going to do it, try to find a way of sort of working on this. I don't know. I might just screw this back into the case and then plop this on top and have a mess around with it. So I'll do that now. Okay, if you can see this. Yes, you can. That's good. Right, so I've turned the monitor around. We're all plugged back in again. So if I twiddle V-hold thing, where is it? Ah, it locks. And twiddle it quite a way. Ah, there we go. Turn it around. Right, so we've got another problem. That looks to me could be a RAM issue. I'm not sure, but we've got a solid picture. These work. Let's just see. Even 3 key works, even it's broken. Where is the 3 key? Put it down there somewhere. There it is. Yeah, it works even it's snapped off. I think once the 3D printer's back up and running, I can 3D print a connector for that. So, I don't know what causes this problem. It could be just a faulty connection or something. I'm going to go away and research it and then come back. There's a ghostly figure of a white cat outside my door. Or, it could be Sifa. You coming in? No, you don't want to come in. Not normally allowed in there, are you? Yeah, because you get inside the arcade machines and things, don't you? You should do. Say hello. Not really. Yeah, go that way. A horse and a cat is huge. That's more like a dog than a cat. Anyway, back to the Amstrad. Right, we'll leave the Amstrad alone until we figure out what to do with it. It's working 99%. We need to sort out its graphical glitches. I think it's something to do with RAM, but I'm not sure. Anyway, this is a different Amstrad monitor, same model I think as what we had earlier on that was working. This one I bought boxed a few years ago. It was like 15 quid or something, but not working. I looked at it the other day for the first time in ages, and first thing I checked was this. Let me just get some light on the situation. This fuse here, and if we check this, we don't have any continuity at all. And this is a, where is it? T2A. It's a tiny relay 2 amp fuse. And they've got some replacements. Like the banding tells you apparently, that red black. So yeah, it's the red, black, red, and the blue. Blue means it's a time delay, but it if you type in T2A fuse, it comes up with the same thing. So I've got some. Where did I put it? I got some the other day through from Amazon, which is why I want to check this out. So let's grab one. Hopefully you don't have to use any more of these, because we don't know why it blew in the first place. Might be because it's old, we don't know. So just double check before we put it in. Yeah, so that fuse is good. So the problem we've got is, if you can see in there, probably not. Let's find it. I can see it in person, but I can't see it on the screen. Oh, there we go. Just there. You see T2A? That is a pain in the arse to get to put that in. So I'm not going to even bother filming that because there'll be a lot of swearing. Let's try and get that in. So I'm going to try and get that in, and then turn it on and see what happens. Yeah, so it turns out it was quite easy actually in the end. No swearing involved. So the new fuse is in there now. So, do we have a plug on this one? We do have a plug on this one. So, let's just move some of this stuff out of the way. I should say that this, I discharged this one out before I started working on it with, where's that gone? My new and improved long screwdriver. I don't think I've used this one before. Shoved it on the ground, onto ground with this bit here, and then put it underneath the cap. And actually didn't click or anything, so there's obviously no charge left. It probably self-discharges itself, if that makes any sense. So make sure it's turned off before I plug it in. Okay. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this, really. I've got a feeling it's not going to work still. There we go. Right. Ooh. Ooh. We've got static. Wow, okay, was it just a fuse? Can't be that easy, surely. Well, I got lucky with the other Amstrad thing, with it was just being a power switch. Alright, well, let's look up the Amstrad and see if anything works. Got it here, actually. Don't need to edit or cut, just plug it straight in. Actually, what we should really do is check the voltage current here first. So, turn it on. We've got just over 5 volts. So, I'm happy with that. So, let's plug it in. Okay. Just before we start, switch it on. Aha! Brightness is low. There we go. The brightness is quite low on this one. That pot needs cleaning, but yeah, we're getting the same thing. I could turn up the brightness on the monitor itself as well. That might help. Probably could do with a cap kit. Yeah, but £2 fuse, fix the monitor, and a bit of contact cleaning kit, fix the Amstrad. So that's amazing. Right, okay. I'm going to fiddle at the back of this tube, see if I can up the brightness a little bit from the inside. We can try some games, see if the games work. I got one of these through the post today. You can actually, I don't even know if this tape player's working, but let me just unravel this. Going that way? I think so. A little notch apparently, just a little notch there, like that. There you go. Right, okay. So, I don't want to remind her if that's a thing. What I can do is I think there's an app called Tap Dancer, but it's Android only. I've got my Mac over there. I've got an old Nexus 7 somewhere. I'll go and find that and try that actually. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell that I've changed up the brightness a little bit now. So that's a bit too bright, you can't really tell. But there is I'm not trying to get too close because it's on. You can see, I can never remember what this is called. There's the lopped, that black plastic thing there back there. The top pot there is for focus, the bottom was for screen or brightness. Now if you turn up too much you get a little raster lines because it's too bright, but I just did it a notch, a couple of notches, and now it's at a point where if you turn this up too much, it's ever slightly too bright and you have to back off a bit, so that's sorted that problem. I say it could probably do with a cap kit or something the long run, but it's fine for now. So I was going to try our old 2012 Nexus 7 with Tap Dancer. It hasn't been used properly for about maybe 6 years or so. I did turn it on about a year ago. Check if it still works, and it's a right pain to turn on. It's still charging now. It doesn't even charge until you left it for a while. Actually going to do anything. It's sort of. There's the drain going. That's someone most likely in the kitchen. So we've got the drain to the toilet, or there's no waste coming through there luckily. It's just the sink, and we've got the sink in the kitchen going in there, so it's a bit of an odd noise, but yeah, I can tell someone's in the kitchen because you can see the kitchen is through that window. Yeah, so I'm going to have to wait for that to charge up before we can try it. Okay, so the Nexus 7 finally wants to play ball. Damn, it's slow. But I've got this Tap Dancer software installed on it, and I've transferred a load of games over it from my Mac. And also got the cassette adapter in there, so that's hooked up into there, and that little notch comes along here, into there, and I've got, that's just a power lead because the battery's dying. So, any arcade related games on here? Oh, 720. Let's give that a try. Let's put it on my C64. Right, it converts it, if you can see that. Right, so what you have to do, and let's watch someone do this on another video on YouTube, because I never had one of these when I was younger. So it used to be run stop capstock or something for the C64. For this it's control and enter, and then it says, you can't really see that, but it says press play, then any key. So if we press play, reset that counter, press play on here, I think that's right. Ah, you can hear it. You can hear that noise out there. Is that the one that was come out? I can't decide. You can hear the tape going. I've got some belts as well to replace the belts inside the cassette drive. So that should hopefully make that work better. I don't know. I mean, it's doing something, because look, loading 720 degrees block 2. I actually had a go at loading some games on a cool little emulator on the Mac called, I can't remember what it's called now, retro computer something. Oh. That hasn't quite worked, has it? Okay. Let's try another game. Alright, I'm trying another game. I just chose one at random. What was this? Boxing game or something? Don't know. I've got a feeling the software fell over rather than this. Well, I don't know, it could be both. Because it failed a couple of times while I was going through the directories. Oh! I got yellow stripes there, which can be fixed, but I'm assuming that would be a black screen normally. Ah! Can't really see it, but can you see that the lines coming across, building up a graphic? I don't know who's people who watch this, but I had a Commodore 64 and we had to deal with this. Not the vertical lines, but the loading. And it used to draw a picture on the screen while it was loading. The C64 used to have some cool music as well. I'm not sure if you get that for the Amstrad. You just get the old sort of almost like modem noise, which is the same sort of thing where it's encoding data by sound and it's got to be decoded at the other end. We've got a little, if you can see that, the counter's going up. And I've just seen on here, there's a counter going down, and that started on 400 and something, so that's going to be at least 5 minutes to load this, if it gets that far. Yeah, so I'm going to leave that going. It said Amsoft on the actual game, and that looks like all those Amsoft at the top there. Is it still drawing the picture? I'm not sure. I'm going to leave it going and then come back to it. I remember now, with my Commodore 64, you'd go and you'd load a game and then go off and do something else. And then you come back to it. So I'm going to do that. So I use my phone to have a look at the internet while I was waiting, and then this music just started. Can you turn it down? You can. That reminds me of Virtual Pool, that music. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. You probably have to have a joystick, don't you? I have a Master System controller thing around somewhere. 2 seconds, let's refine them. Yeah, that's really giving me strong Virtual Pool 1 vibes. There's a port here somewhere. Ah, there we go. I'm using my trusty Master System controller. 1 player? Enter name. Oh, I don't know. Okay, Mad Joe. Any key. Oh god, this. Okay. See, the good thing about this is I can see that most of the graphics are okay, it's just that flashing line. Is there any sound? Oh, there's a little bit of sound. Okay, this is probably not the best game to test out, but it was just one I just chose at random that seemed to sort of, and then carried on loading, so I'd like to try 720 out, but there we go. Yeah, okay. In fact, you can't really see that. Let's dial down the brightness of it. There we go, you can see it a bit better now. Yeah, so you can see like the flashing. So there's something stuck on. It's different colours and things as well, so there's something in RAM that's stuck on, I'm not sure. Once I just clean the board it might fix it, so I'm going to try that in a minute. I have no idea what I'm doing. But yeah, it took a good 5 minutes to load. Is it worth it? Probably not. Oh, I can see the energy at the side. I'm just mashing the button, it's making, like, I can move, but it's like making no difference really. Anyway, well, the tape deck sort of works. It probably needs to be. Hang on, where are they? There they are. I've got these. So one of these. Let's focus on this. One of these is a replacement for the actual. Oh, knocked out. Great. One of these is for the tape deck. Sorry, the actual tape player itself. One is for the counter, so I'll get those changed as well at some point. Yeah, okay, well I'd say we've got a 98% working setup here. So this monitor, the other monitor, I don't know what I'm going to do with yet, but I was sort of going to put these two together because this is the cleaner one. It's been in its box for I don't know how long. So my other one it's just been used for testing arcade boards and stuff like that. So because it's got the SCART connector on it. Yeah. Okay. Well, perhaps we'll leave it there, and we'll come back to it once we've figured out how to fix those graphical glitches.